Hello everyone. Hello everyone. This is Alberto again. This is one of our play diaries where I am going to just have a little playthrough in the game as you are actually doing your assessment at the same time. I think this is super fun because I get to talk a little bit about economics while you're playing, and hopefully this is good additional tips for your next assessment when that comes. Okay, let's jump right into it. You can see here that we got a lot more lights going on at the moment in the game, which means that more students are actually sitting outside the assessment area waiting. And as usual, I came just right at the end before the assessment finishes in 15 minutes here. And you can see that this time we got more people actually playing this assessment. All these little dots indicate that someone is there, actually, a person, a student. And you can also see that you can't really control which planet you're gonna go to. You're gonna be randomly assigned to them. So you just click one of these, and this is a planet cluster. I'm gonna explain why we do this kind of random allocation very soon. But let's have a look at this planet. And in particular, I want to talk about specifically some of the concepts that you are going to encounter, you are dealing with this week, which includes production possibility curve, it includes comparative advantage, and PPC, and with one agent or two agents, and this kind of stuff. And I want to tell you how the game captures those concepts. Like, you can actually explore this even without landing into the planet, but staying at this level and having a look at these different regions. You can see that we have 4 students at the moment occupying this, and competing to get the best society with the highest level of surplus possible. Very well, so I'm going to move my camera just a tiny bit so that I can do this a little bit better. Apologies for that. Okay, I don't seem to be able to move my camera, which is a little disappointing, but no problem. I'm just gonna talk through this. So the planet here has a bunch of students currently playing in it, and you can see that if you check on the left hand side here, I really need to fix that. Just 1 second. Oh, I can actually hide it altogether. This is pretty good. So you can see here that I can check production strength and, for example, meat. And you can see that this is the relative productivity of the different regions. Like, for example, this student has a very high productivity on fish, for example, and this student less so. So you can just check it out by looking at this. And we explain this in the game by having different climates, and different climates can have kind of different productivity. So this is all tundra, but with different productivity for fish, and this is probably, let's see, this is semi-arid. So they have different weather and also different productivity. So the vegetable market, for example, you can see here that this particular student has instead great productivity for vegetables. And you can check energy, and this effectively, the size of this fish, of these elements here, represents the absolute advantage of a given student in terms of productivity, which allows them to have a lower cost of production. As you've already explored this week, this may not be the best way to analyze the situation if you're thinking about how do I specialize correctly in the activity that is going to give me more success in the game and is going to get me more surplus in the end. In fact, what you need to keep into consideration when you decide what to specialize on is your relative or comparative advantage, which means what are you relatively more productive on. For example, you could have a really, really big icon in both fish and vegetables, but does that mean you should do both fish and vegetable, or should you instead specialize in one of the good and trade with other students? Would that be more efficient for you? Or is trade something that is even gonna help your society, or maybe is trade not even that helpful for you given your productivity? All these questions are great questions, and you have the answer in your ebook. Pay attention not just at the absolute value of your productivity, but of your cost of production, for example, but also your comparative advantage, which you have to calculate using the idea of opportunity cost. For example, if you are producing a vegetable and you could produce very efficiently at very low cost, that's what it means when you have a big one, then this means that you could produce a lot of carrot instead of like having to spend all these resources to produce a fish. So it's super important to understand the concept of opportunity cost, the cost of the foregone alternative or the next best alternative. So you have to choose very carefully at this stage of the game what to specialize on, following those concepts. And then use trade to your advantage to further your society more than any other student and get that extra economic surplus that will get you far ahead in the leaderboard. Let me jump, just to have a little bit of fun, let me jump in one of these locations so we can have a look at what's going on in these places. Okay, I'm in. So I can move around and check the other students as well, but 9 minutes is almost over. Let me go around a little bit. Maybe I'm gonna, oh, look at this economy down here. This is really good. Good economy down here. It's really powerful. I'm gonna go there. And there I am. Look at this place. Really cool. Again, similar technique that I've seen being used. Population. We have green energy, some public goods. It sounds like a good idea for a location. Let me go back home by clicking on this wheel here. Let me have a look at the leaderboard. Okay, 5 people, I'm kind of 5th. Seems like people are doing really well this time around. And for now, I'm gonna stick at it. But maybe before moving on, I'm just gonna go back to this view, check the planet, and have a look, for example, at how distribution is going. You can see the money that has been accrued by the different firms in the different islands controlled by the different students. So there isn't a big differential. Okay, this actually has a lot of GDP, a lot of money accumulated in salaries via workers. This is what this economy is doing best. And it also has a strong retiree component of saving and a strong amount of money also from wind. So this student is probably winning. Probably specializing in wind energy. Let's see. And also has a big government budget, which is to be expected. So this is a cool look. In terms of supply and demand, let's see where people were doing. So this person's not supplying much meat. Okay, this person is an economy that's having a lot of labor being involved and offering labor into the market. And this is specializing in energy. You can see here immediately that students are specializing and they're having a trade essentially of energy and workers, just like you would expect. But you can also see that some other students here, they don't seem to be specializing much, and that's probably going to be at their detriment, because that's a really, really important part of enhancing the surplus of an economy. Thank you so much for joining me in this PlayDiary. I hope this was short and sweet, but was enough to help you have a little better understanding of how we use the concept of comparative advantage, absolute advantage, and specialization and trade to get the best results in the game. Please let us know if you wanna see a video specifically tailored to different topics, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Thank you very much, everyone. See you later.